One of the easiest way of achieving greatness is having deeper knowledge about what you do. And this also applies to making a gorgeous women trousers. In this video, I will be showing you how to draft a basic women trouser pattern, which is the fundamentals of making any style of female trousers. Not only that, but also the process of grading a basic trouser pattern to make a pant trousers or fitted trousers. Hi guys, thank you so much for joining me in today's tutorial. And if this is your first time of watching my video, you are welcome to Reggie School of Fashion. Kindly do me a favor by liking this video and don't forget to subscribe, because a lot of great videos are coming up on this channel which you don't want to miss. In drafting a basic women trouser pattern, I will start by drawing a borderline at the edge of my pattern paper. Okay, and this line is going to be a temporary waistline, so I will label it as the waistline. I've labeled my borderline as a waistline, as you can see, and the next step is to insert all the vertical measurements I will be using. Vertical measurements are measurements taken in length, so I'll be taking this measurement from the borderline downward to the lower part of my pattern paper. For all my vertical measurements, I will be subtracting 2 inches. The 2 inches is the band height. So if the trouser is going to be with band, you have to subtract the band height. And if it is bandless, you don't need to subtract any value. So I will insert the hip level first. After the hip level is the crotch level. And because it is a basic trouser pattern, I will not use my knee level measurement. So knee level measurement is not needed when drafting a basic trouser pattern. A basic trouser pattern is like your basic skirt pattern, your basic bodice pattern, and your basic sleeve pattern, which you have to draft in such a way you'll be able to grade it to any style, anytime, any day. So the knee level measurement is not needed, and I will go straight to the trouser length measurement. The trouser length measurement I'm using is 39 inches, and I will be adding 2 inches as the M allowance, which stops on the edge of my pattern paper. Now I've labeled my pattern. As you can see, this is the waistline, this is the hip level, this is the crotch level, and this is the trouser length. So the knee level is missing because it is a basic trouser pattern. In case you don't have the fundamental knowledge of pattern drafting, I have a master class on pattern drafting. It is a premium course which I sold on my website some times ago, but I decided to put it on YouTube on my channel for you, my lovers and subscribers, to watch and understand the basic and fundamental of fashion designing, so that when you are watching other videos I have on my channel, you will not get lost at the middle or at any point of the video, because I will always have reason to refer back to all these videos. I have the videos in a playlist on my channel, and the link to the playlist will be available in the description box under this video. In this playlist, I have all the videos there, which starts with how to read a measuring tape. In this video of how to read a measuring tape, you will learn how to read the small lines you have on your measuring tape without rounding up to the nearest value you are familiar with. When you have a fraction value, how to convert the fraction value to decimal, and how to convert decimal fraction to value. So after the reading of the measuring tape, you will learn how to take accurate body measurement, which will help you to produce a fitted dress for your client or for yourself. So without learning how to take your body measurements, the output of your dress may not come out well. So after this topic, I have another topic, which is the essential pattern drafting tools needed when drafting your patterns. All these things are also important. Then how to draft a basic bodice block, which is the foundation of making all styles of tops and dresses. So you have to learn how to draft your basic bodice block correctly, how to grade your basic bodice block to make your desired style. This video is in 3 parts, part 1, 2 and 3. Also, how to draft a basic skirt pattern. The basic skirt pattern also is in 2 parts, and how to draft a basic sleeve pattern. A basic sleeve pattern will help you to be able to make any style of sleeve, which can be a bell sleeve, a puff sleeve, a balloon sleeve, a bishop sleeve, a bat wing, leg of mutton, and so on and so forth. But it is necessary you learn the fundamentals of all these topics. So with this, you are good to go. And also, I'm using pattern drafting in teaching you guys, which is the world standard method in fashion designing. So you have to learn how to make use of pattern drafting method, so that each video I drop, you will be familiar and you will get along with me. That's by the way. Let's get back to the business while we are here. The next step is to insert the horizontal measurements. Horizontal measurements are measurements taken in circumference, while vertical measurements are measurements taken in length. So lest I forget, if you haven't watched my previous video on how to take measurements for trousers, though I labeled this video as trouser pattern measurements for men, but the same rule is applied in taking measurements for female trousers. So if you haven't watched this video, I also want to recommend this video so that you will understand how I arrive at every measurement I'm using in this video. So I will link the video up in the description box. So the first horizontal measurement I will be inserting is the hip measurement. So that is the hip circumference measurement. The hip circumference measurement divided by 4 plus 0.5 inches as his. So I'll be taking the measurement from this side of my pattern. So this side of my pattern is going to be the out seam. So I will label it as out seam, while the other side will be the inseam. Okay, so this is the hip measurement, quarter of the hip measurement plus ease of half an inch. Then I will insert the same measurement on the waistline. Also on the crotch line. And I will make it a straight line. So this line is going to be the crotch line. Okay, so this is the crotch line. I will label it as crotch line. So the next step is to create the crotch curve. So that is the curve you usually see on the inseam of trousers. So that is why this side of the pattern, I label it as inseam. The inseam is the center of the trousers. So in creating the curve, I will be needing the crotch width measurement. The crotch width measurement is what I will be inserting on the crotch line. So the crotch width measurement is usually more than the hip measurement, because it is divided by 2. So when you watch this video, you will get to understand better. So that is the measurement video. So this is the point, and I'll be connecting this point to the hip point in order to create the curve. And because it is a female pant, I will not make my curve too deep. So I will not make it too deep. So the next step is to shape the outseam of the pattern. In shaping the outseam, I will be inserting waist circumference measurements on this line. So that is the waist circumference measurements divided by 4. So the measurement will be taken from this point. So that is the half of the hip measurement I inserted on the waistline. So this point, so I will be taking the measurement along the outseam side. So it is not taken from the outseam forward. It is taken from this point, which is the hip point measurement, along the outseam towards this direction. So I'll be inserting quarter of the waist circumference measurement plus the dart allowance I will be plotting on the pattern, which is 1 inch. So quarter of the waist circumference measurement I'm using is 8.5, and I will add extra 1 inch to make it 9.5. So the 1 inch is for that. So this is the waist point measurement, and I will be connecting this point to the hip level. Please take note of this. The connection is from the waist point to the hip level, not to the crotch level. Because if you connect it to the crotch level, you will have an excess around here, and the shape of the pattern will not come out well. So in constructing the side of my pattern, I will be making use of this pant curve, like so. Then I will connect from the waist to the hip. Okay, so from the waist to hip, I have curve. Then from the hip to the crotch level, I have a straight line, and I will leave it as a straight line. So immediately after constructing the outseam side, then I will plot my dart so that I don't forget. In plotting the dart, I will take the measurement I have from this point to this point. I will get the middle. From here to here, the midpoint. That's 9.5. Half of 9.5 is 4.75. And my dart length is 4 inches for the front pattern. So your dart must not get to the hip level. So your dart should be about 2 inches away from your hip level, upward, like so. Don't forget, we have subtracted 2 inches away from all the vertical measurements. So for this reason, if you want to plot your dart and you insert your 4 inches measurement, and you notice is like the dart is closer to the hip level, or it falls exactly on the hip level, all you need to do is just come to your hip level measurement and measure 2 inches upward. Wherever it falls, that is where you should stop your dart. Then from this point, I will measure 0.5 inches on both sides. So that is 1 inch in total, and I've added the 1 inch to the waist measurements I inserted earlier. Then I'll be connecting the 2 points to meet the dart length points. Then the dart is ready. So the next step is to shape my waist level. In shaping the waist, in order to give it a very good look, from the outseam point, I will come up by half of an inch, which is 0.5. This is the point. which means I'm raising this side up by 0.5. I will raise it up by 0.5. Then I will connect the point to meet the waistline, like so. So which means this is the shape of the waistline now, and I will cross this out. So any line I have from here to the dart point here is no more in use. The next step is to construct the trouser leg. In constructing the leg of the trousers, I will be dividing this line into two. I will get the midpoint from this point to the crotch line point. I have 11. Half of 11 is 5.5 inches. That is 5.5 inches, which is supposed to be here. But I will not leave this point here. I will be moving this backward by 0.5. So which means instead of getting the midpoint, I will be taking half of an inch away from the portion of outseam and add it to the inseam side. So this point, I will move it forward towards the outseam by 0.5. That is half of an inch. So this is no more in use. Then I will take this point downward to the trouser length. So which means what I have from here to here is 5 inches instead of 5.5. So I'll be extending this point downward to the trouser length line, and I'll be making use of my super long ruler. It is 36 inches long. So this will help me to have a perfect straight line. Okay. So the next step is to insert the instep measurement. Instep measurement means the circumference measurement taken on the length of your trousers. So it can be the ankle, it can be the knee, it can be above the knee or below the knee. But because this is a basic trouser pattern, it is the ankle measurement. And I will be making use of a standard measurement, which is 15 inches. It is a basic pattern. Because it is a basic pattern, that is why I'm using 15 inches. So that anytime I want to go back to this pattern to grade, I will not have any issue if the measurement is smaller. So I'll be inserting half of the ankle circumference measurement. As I said earlier, I'm making use of the standard measurement of 15 inches. Half of 15 inches is 7.5. Half of 7.5 is 3.75. So I'm supposed to insert 3.75 on the outseam side, 3.75 on the inseam side. Altogether makes 7.5 inches. But because of the rule I applied when I was dividing this into two, I will be taking 0.5 away from the portion of outseam and I will add it to the inseam. So which means instead of inserting 3.75 on the outseam side, I will insert 3.25. 3.75 minus 0.5 gives me 3.25. It is not a magic. Once you learn how to read your measuring tape, you will get it easily. 3.25. Then for the outseam, it will be 3.75 plus 0.5 and I will have 4.25. So by the time I take this measurement all together from one point to another point, I will have exactly 7.5, as you can see. So the next step is to construct the trouser leg. In constructing the trouser leg, I will be connecting this point together, the connection from the crotch level to the trouser length on the outseam area, then the inseam as well, the crotch point to the trouser length measurements. Please take note of this. The connection is not from the hip level, it is from the crotch level downward to the trouser length. So I will be making use of my super long ruler, like so. So I'll be connecting the points together straight down because it is a basic trouser pattern. Then I'll come to the inseam area and repeat the same process. Connection from the crotch point to the trouser leg. As you can see, the pattern is ready. This is how your pattern should look if it is a basic trouser pattern. So a basic trouser pattern is different from a fitted trouser pattern. A fitted trouser pattern is also known as the pant trouser pattern. So with this pattern, you can grade this to make any style of trousers. You can grade a basic trouser pattern to make a crop pant, a fitted pant, a dungaree, a wide leg, pinafore pants, and so on and so forth. But if you want to make a straight trousers, as you can see, this pattern is straight. So this is the pattern you use in making a straight trousers, whereby you don't have any shaping at all, you just have it straight down to the hemline. Now I will be moving to the second part of this video. As I said in the beginning, that I will be showing you how to grade a basic trouser pattern to a fitted trouser pattern. So in grading this pattern to a fitted trouser pattern or a pant trouser pattern, all you need to do is to add the knee measurement, so which I will be doing now. The knee level measurement I'm using is 22 inches, and because the pattern is going to be with band, I will subtract 2 inches of band height from that. So instead of measuring 22 inches, I will measure 20 inches. So I place the 2 inches on the waistline, like so. Then I'm bringing this down and marked at 22 inches point, so which will give me 20 inches, which will give me. Then I will make it a straight line. Okay, so this is the knee level. After inserting the knee level measurement, I will also insert the knee circumference measurement. Please, you have to learn how to take this measurement accurately so that your trousers will not have issue after construction. So please watch the video on how to take measurements for trousers, so you will get to understand how you can. There are secrets and tricks that goes into taking measurements for knee circumference and also for the ankle circumference. So the knee circumference measurement I'm using is 16 inches. So 16 inches divided by 2 gives me 8 inches. So half of 16 inches is what I'll be inserting on this line. And because the line has been divided into 2 parts as well, so I will divide the 8 by 2. So 8 divided by 2 is 4 inches. I'm supposed to insert 4 inches here and 4 inches here. But because this is a fitted trousers or pant trousers, I will be applying the method I used the other time. But this time around, I will be subtracting 0.5 inches from the inseam and add it to the outseam. So here on the outseam, I will insert 4.5, and here on the inseam, I will insert 3.5. So on the outseam, I will be inserting 4.5, and I will insert 3.5 inches on the inseam. Then I will come to the trouser length and insert the real ankle circumference measurement, which was taken on the wearer. Don't forget, I inserted a standard measurement on this line because it is a straight pattern. But because we are upgrading this to make a pant trousers, so I'll be inserting the real ankle circumference measurement, and the measurement is 13 divided by 2, that is 6.5. So 6.5 is what I will be inserting on this line, and I will divide 6.5 also by 2, subtract 0.5 from the inseam and add it to the out seam. So half of 6.5 is 3.25. 3.25 plus 0.5 is equal to 3.75. Please, you have to learn how to take the ankle circumference measurement so that the trousers will not have the issue of putting in and off. You have to learn the trick and secret that goes into taking this particular measurement. So on the out seam, I will insert 3.75, which is here, and on the inseam, I will insert 2.75. Altogether gives me 6.5. Can you see? So 6.5 is half of the ankle circumference measurement I'm using. Now I'll be reconstructing the pattern using my pant curve ruler, and I will connect from the crotch point to the knee point. Like so. So please note the connection is not from the hip level. Okay, so this is what I have for the shaped side. And also I will come to the inseam area and I will reconnect from the crotch point to the knee point. So with this, the shape of the pattern will really come out very well. So this is different from a straight or basic trouser pattern. Can you see? So this is how the crotch will look like if you are making a pant trousers. So the next step is to reconstruct the connection from the knee level to the trouser length, so which I'll be making use of a straight ruler. So I want to believe you are getting the differences between a basic trouser pattern and a fitted trouser pattern now. And I will do the same thing on the inseam area. Connection from the knee point to the trouser length. Okay. So this is what I have, and the pattern is ready. So on this pattern, I have a basic trouser pattern and I have a fitted trouser pattern or pant trouser pattern. As you can see, this is for the pant trouser and this is for the basic trouser. This is for the basic trouser, while this is for the pant trouser. So the last step is to reduce the crotch length measurement for the front pattern. This is applicable for all trouser style, either basic, fitted, crop, palazzo, wide leg, dungaree, and every other styles. You have to reduce this so that it will not be too long. It will make the crotch area to fit on the wearer. So from the waist level, I will be subtracting 1.5 inches. This is standard measurement that works for all female figure. So from the crotch line on the waist point, I measured 1.5 inches downward, and with my pant curve, I will be reconstructing this. So the connection will be from the 1.5 inches point to the 0.5 inches point I raised up earlier, like so. So this is going to be the new front waistline. So So but when you are cutting out your pattern, please don't cut it yet until you use this to make the back pattern. So after constructing your back pattern, then you can trim off whatever you have here. But for now, I would be leaving it like so. So this is no more our waistline. It's no more our waistline. So this is our new waistline. Now I'll be cutting out the pattern, and because our reference point is the basic trouser pattern, I will be cutting out the basic pattern I have on my pattern paper. So I'm just showing you how you can grade your basic trouser pattern to make any trouser or any style of trousers of your choice. So I will be cutting out the basic pattern in order to make the back. Now I will be constructing the back panel using the front panel as a pattern. So I will come to the waistline. From the waistline to the hip level, I will get the midpoint. So the measurement I have from the waist level to the hip level, I will take the measurement, then get the midpoint. After getting the midpoint, I will make it a straight line. Okay, then I will open up this line, and when it is about to get to the edge, I will stop. So I will spread it by 2 inches in order to give room for the back pattern to be wider. So this has to be done on every pattern you are constructing. It is not optional, it is necessary, or else the trousers will not cover up the buttocks at the back. So in order for your trousers to cover up the buttocks, you have to apply this method. So I'll be slashing the front panel and open it up by 2 inches. Very close to the tip before stopping. Okay, so I will tape this down like so. Then from this edge, I will measure 2 inches forward. This 2 inches is standard. I will measure 2 inches forward. If it is a very big or extra large size, you can use 2.5 or 3 inches. Can you see? I've opened up this and I'll secure it with my tape. So from here to here is 2 inches. Okay, then I will reconstruct the back crotch. So from the waist point, so anytime we open up a pattern, there's always be a broken point. So that is what I'm fixing right now. Okay, now I'm working on the crotch points in order to construct the back crotch curve. So I'll be extending the front crotch outward on a fresh pattern paper. Then on this line, I will measure 1 inch forward. So this is a 1 inch point. Then I will be bringing the 1 inch point down by 0.25. So which is this point. On that point, I will make a straight line. So this point is the back crotch point. So then I will be constructing the back crotch curve. Okay, so this is the back crotch. The back crotch is not on a straight line, it is on a slant line. Now I will be transferring the remaining part of the front pattern on the fresh pattern paper, which is the back panel. I've transferred the remaining part of my front panel on the fresh pattern paper, which is the back panel. So the next step is to fix this side, that is the housing area, before removing my pattern. Because I've slashed this area, there is a broken point by the side of the pattern which I must reconstruct before removing the pattern. So I will be reconnecting from the waist point to the hip level, like so. Okay, can you see the connection is smooth, unlike this where there is a broken point around here. So with this I can remove my front panel. I've removed the pattern and I'll be closing the opening I have on the front panel. I'll be closing it back with carefulness. So this is the back panel of a basic trouser pattern for women. As you can see, I've drawn out the line and also labeled the pattern. So this is the waistline, this is the hip level, this is the back crotch level. The back crotch level is different from the front crotch level. So this point is the front crotch level, while this is the back crotch level. So the next step is to plot the dart. So I'll be measuring the waist level and point out the midpoint. So this is 9.5. So this is the midpoint. So I'll be extending this line downward. Like so. And the dart length is 5 inches for the back. And because it is with band, I will be subtracting the band height. Okay. So on both sides, I will measure 0.5. So the band height is 2 inches, but I subtracted 1 inch from the dart length. So instead of 5 inches, I measured 4 inches. So you can see on the front panel, by the time I trim this off, I will not have up to the measurement. That was why I did not subtract it from the dart length for the front. So by the time I cut out this construction, I will have about 3 inches and 1/4 for the dart length. So now I will be connecting the points together. So that is the dart for the back panel. So this is the dart for the back panel. Now we are done for the construction of a basic trouser pattern. So this is for the back and this is for the front. Now I'll be trimming off the shape I have for the front waistline. So this is the 1.5 inches point I measure downward in order to reduce the front crotch length. So which I said I will be trimming off later after constructing the back. So this is going off. I will keep this aside and cut out the back panel. I want to believe by now you've acquired deeper knowledge on how to make a basic trouser pattern and also how you can grade your basic trouser pattern to make a fitted trouser pattern or pant trouser pattern. A pant trouser pattern is the same thing as fitted trouser pattern, while a basic trouser pattern is the same thing as a straight trouser pattern, which means if you want to make a straight pants or a straight trousers, all you need to do is draft a basic trouser pattern. Also, a basic trouser pattern is different from wide leg pants, is different from palazzo and it's different from dungaree. Though the three are wide, but there are little differences between them. I would love to hear your feedback, as I would also love to answer your question at the comment section. Thank you once again for joining me in today's tutorial, and always do remember, there is no elevator to success. You have to take the stairs.